What if I told you that one of history's most notorious mystics, a man who charmed a royal family, survived poison, and became a legend, might have left behind a treasure so massive it's still out there, waiting to be found? Grigori Rasputin, the mad monk, the healer, the enigma. They say he had the tsarina wrapped around his finger, and maybe a fortune stashed where no one could find it. But is it real, or just another wild tale spun around a wilder man? Stick around, because we're diving deep into the shadows of old Russia to unravel the mystery of Rasputin's lost treasure. You won't believe where this story takes us. Picture this. Russia, early 1900s. The empire's crumbling, peasants are starving, workers are revolting, and the czar's clinging to power by a thread. Into this chaos steps a peasant from Siberia, Grigori Rasputin. He's no noble, no scholar, just a scruffy, wild-eyed man with a gift for healing and a knack for trouble. They called him a holy man, or a devil, depending who you asked. But one thing's certain. When the Tsar's son, Alexei, a sickly little prince, started bleeding out from hemophilia, Rasputin showed up, and somehow the boy got better. That's when the rumors started. Rasputin wasn't just a healer, he was a power broker. The Tsarina hung on his every word, and suddenly this peasant had the keys to the palace. People whispered he was pulling strings, handing out favors, maybe even dipping into the royal treasury. And with every favor, every whispered prayer, the legend grew. Rasputin wasn't just collecting influence, he was collecting wealth. Gold, jewels, cash, enough to make a king jealous. But here's the kicker, if he had it, where did it go? Rasputin wasn't living like a peasant anymore. Followers flooded his doorstep with gifts, wine, rugs, even giant fish. Rich businessmen and desperate nobles lined up, begging for his blessing, or a word in the tsarina's ear. Some say he took bribes, big ones, to swing government contracts or snag cushy jobs for his buddies. One guy, Avgust Kornilovich, reportedly handed him a wad of cash just for a handshake. And Rasputin? He'd grin, pocket some, give some to the poor, and save a bit for his daughter's dowry. A saint? A hustler? Maybe both. But here's where it gets juicy. People swore he was living large. Fancy dinners, wild nights at brothels, boasting about a vest the tsarina knitted him herself. Yet others, like historian Douglas Smith, say he kept it simple. No gold-plated mansion, just a modest table. So which is it? Was he splashing cash like a rock star, or secretly stashing it away? Because if he was hoarding a fortune, he'd have to hide it. Russia wasn't exactly a safe place for a guy like him. The rumors got wilder. They said he was siphoning millions from the Romanovs, stuffing gold into secret vaults, maybe even smuggling it out of Russia. After all, this was a guy who survived assassination attempts. Poison, bullets, a dunk in an icy river. If anyone could pull off a heist like that, it's Rasputin, right? The story spread like wildfire. A pirate Rasputin, burying loot in Canada, hidden jewels in Mongolia, a lost map to millions. Fiction? Sure. But it stuck. Because who doesn't love a treasure hunt? Problem is, there's no proof. Not a single coin. Not a shred of evidence. After he was killed in 1916, murdered by nobles who hated his guts, the police chief, A.T. Vasilyev, tore through his life. Bank accounts? Empty? Valuables? Nada. Even when the Romanovs were executed 2 years later, their stuff was inventoried. Jewels, watches, clothes, but no Rasputin treasure. A century's passed. No one's found a thing. So, was it all a lie? Here's the truth, or as close as we'll get. Rasputin made money, no doubt. Gifts, maybe bribes. Enough to live better than a peasant. But a massive hidden fortune? The kind that's still out there, glittering in some forgotten cave? That's a stretch. Russia was a mess, corrupt, broke, and watching his every move. Hiding a treasure that big would have taken a miracle even he couldn't pull off. Plus, those rumors, they were weapons. His enemies wanted him gone. The Tsar disgraced? A mad monk with a secret hoard? Perfect propaganda, but let's be real. The legend's too good to die. Every creepy stare in those old photos, every wild tale keeps us wondering. What if? What if there's a chest out there, buried under Siberian ice, waiting for some lucky soul to crack the code? Scholars say no. History says no. Me, I say? Maybe keep an eye out. You never know with Rasputin.